Hey everybody, we have some very interesting astrological transits coming up. A new moon in Leo on August 4th, which we're going to briefly touch on. And then we have Mercury Retrograde starting out in Virgo and going back into Leo. That is going to be the focus of this reading. We're going to dive in and discover what this might mean for you. And we're going to discuss a little bit with the Sabian symbols and how those energies may be informing one of the preferred ways of using this Mercury retrograde energy over the next several weeks. Keep watching. So welcome to the channel, or welcome back. So awesome to see you here. So I want to mention the Sabian symbols really quick. They were channeled in 1925 by a woman named Elsie Wheeler, who was a clairvoyant. And she came up with metaphors, images for each of the 360 degrees of the Zodiac wheel. So as I like to say about oracle cards, everything is a metaphor. And those Sabian symbols can sometimes be very interesting in terms of the astrological degrees. Now, you of course can Google and learn more about the Sabian symbols. You just want to remember that you want to take the next degree up, okay? So our Mercury retrograde happens at 4 degrees, 4 seconds Virgo. So we look at the symbol for the 5th degree. Same thing, our new moon in Leo is happening at 12 degrees, I forget how many seconds, but we look at the 13th degree of the Sabian symbol. So those are the ones I will be referencing right now. So as we know, Mercury retrograde can be a time of delays, problems, especially with technology. It is starting in its ruling sign, Virgo, one of its rulers. So that makes it maybe a little more concerning, perhaps, especially if you're a Virgo or a Gemini. But, there's always ways to use the energies. We know with Mercury retrogrades to kind of slow our roll, calm down, expect delays, have contingency plans, that sort of thing. But what I find fascinating about this astrology is that the Mercury retrograde is happening within a day, not even a full 24 hours after the new moon in Leo. Now, the new moon in Leo is very favorably aspected. It is trine the North Node in Aries. It is sextile, again, favorable alignment to Mars and Jupiter in Gemini. So it's picking up support in terms of starting something new, right? The new moon, setting new intentions for focusing our energies, Mars and Gemini, making some choices, Mars and Gemini, in ways to expand and start working on a new destiny, especially in the Aries area of our chart, starting something new with that North Node trine. Okay, but then we have Mercury going retrograde, like I said, the next day. It doesn't mean we can't start something new. I mean, we can, but I would suggest the following. The Sabian symbol for the new moon in Leo is an old sea captain rocking. Now, he's not jamming out to 80s metal glam rock. That's not what he's doing. But he's sitting in his rocking chair, assimilating and taking a moment to have some retrospection about his life. Isn't that interesting? Because the word retrospect is very much associated with the Mercury retrograde. Now, the Mercury retrograde degree in Virgo has the Sabian symbol associated with the consciousness of nature, spirits, and energies working for you behind the scenes. And to quote James Burgess, whose information I will leave below, dreams are the coin of inner and outer experiences. So I feel these two energies, this new moon in Leo with the retrospect, this Mercury retrograde with the emphasis on the unseen hand, the spiritual agencies helping us behind the scenes, and this emphasis on dreams, right? This is about tuning in, tapping into our hopes, our desires, our dreams. Let's not forget, Leo is the sign of the heart. This new moon in Leo, new dreams, new destinies being born in your heart. reflect on what you've already accomplished, reflect on where you want to go, rethink, and also rethink the way the universe can help you, the Mercury retrograde, eventually realize these dreams, these new dreams you have for yourself. So it's time to rethink what and who we give our time, energy, and attention to. So the question I'm going to ask the tarot for each one of the signs, timestamps in the description, is what are you rethinking, recalibrating, reviewing in terms of moving forward after the retrograde is over to actualize a new desire, to move forward toward the life of your dreams? Because of course, with the mid-month energies, which I've mentioned briefly in previous videos I've already posted for August, with Mars Jupiter conjunct in Gemini, squaring Saturn retrograde in Pisces, it is time to rethink the direction we're going in with our dreams. Are they the right ones for us? Are we really fully committed? What are we willing to do or not to do? So this is also a tie-in energy with this new moon and this Mercury retrograde. So don't run away from your past at this new moon in Leo and the Mercury retrograde in Virgo, Leo. It's time to assimilate it, move on, and allow yourself to make some new plans for a new dream-filled future. All right, let's get into your reading. All right, Aries, let's see what you need to know with this new moon in Leo and the Mercury retrograde in order to rethink your dreams and in order for you to achieve the life of your dreams. Let's see what you need to know, Aries, how to best use these energies. Anything, what does Aries need to know? Anything my Aries people need to know? Bobo, of course, is sitting like a big cheese in the middle of everything. Oh, we have an Ace of Cups, beautiful, and an Eight of Wands, and a Temperance. And an Ace of Wands. Wow. And an Eight of Cups. Okay. So, wow. I think you need to give yourself some credit. Okay. I think you need to give yourself some credit in terms of what you've been through recently. There is a new dream being born in your heart, this Ace of Cups. That is gorgeous. And also this Temperance in your heart, your Sagittarius energy, which is this idea of expansion and making changes for the better, and very much spiritually guided and protected. We have double eights here. So this is the month of August, very pivotal with this 8 energy. 8 weeks may also be important for you, which would take us to your full moon. If we started from the full moon in Aquarius, which would take you to your full moon in October, middle of October. So you may find middle of October is going to be important for you based on some initiatives that you decide upon after you're rethinking this month. Okay, so beautiful. I mean, the thing is, I think you want the open road. This is the thing. You want to feel freer. You want to have some more adventures. You want to cut loose. You want to, absolutely start something new, but there's also something you're going to probably be finishing up and leaving behind. Okay, so this Eight of Cups, you're on to your next goal. You may be moving to the mountains. This is another thing too. Okay, with the mountains that are here, or closer to the mountains. So there could be something like that. But just like emotionally, you are ready for a very significant change with the Temperance card here in the middle, your Sag energy. Very significant change. And the thing that it's going to be like, once you kind of regroup with this energy, rethink, it's like you're going to move forward very quickly with this, especially after we get out of the retrograde. Like things are going to start popping very fast with this. Like there's not any doubt in your heart that you want this change. I think there's just something here, like I said, of giving yourself some credit, aligning more with what your heart maybe really wants. Maybe there's just some things to kind of shift. Maybe you've been listening too much or influenced too much by other people. It could be something like that, but this is very nice. And I do think things will unfold for you, like I said, very quickly with this. Now, the Mercury retrograde is happening in your 6th house of work and well-being, and it's going back into your fifth house of creativity. And we have the Leo energy here of your house of creativity, and also over here if we count this. So there can be something too of rethinking whether what you're doing for work is supporting your creativity. Are there ways you can open up to greater creativity for your own well-being? Like the role creativity plays in your life to nurture and support you, especially spiritually, with the spiritual energy in your heart. So that could be another thing that you are looking at or rethinking. But I feel like you're going to be very ready when this Mercury retrograde is over to leave your past behind. Okay? Because you are thinking more about what you truly want. And let's remember, North Node is in your sign. It is trining this new moon in Leo. So there is a new Aries first agenda that is going to be promoted by you. So I love that. I feel like you're going to be planting some glorious new seed. You could be planting yourself in some glorious new location, especially for work. Or something that would be very suitable for your work. Like if you move somewhere, you may find that where you move, the energies are just more conducive for your work life in some way. But this is really, I feel like, something starting with a sense of adventure, expansion, new horizons, and that you are ready for this change because spiritually, you have been through a lot lately. You've been through the ringer with different things. But you're still here. You're still whole. You've come out the other side. This is what I feel. I feel like you're going to see how you've come out the other side with some sort of situation. And now you can regroup and refocus on your well-being. Again, that's 6th house, the Virgo Mercury retrograde. And nurturing your own heart space and your own goals. I don't feel this 8 of Cups is negative in any way. We do have the full moon here. With these aces, it's like you're ready for the change. So there may be also something, not just at your personal full moon in October, but maybe something percolating with the full moon in Aquarius happening the 16th, 17th, 18th of August. Again, Mercury will still be retrograde, where you fully understand what the next agenda is going to be. You've had the retrospect time. You see where you're headed. 11th house affected for you, hopes, wishes, and dreams. Like wrapping up and leaving one dream fulfilled to pursue another. Or even if it's not fulfilled, just deciding that's not what I want anymore. I want to achieve this other dream over here. So it could be something like that also. But with this, I really feel there's something very important for you manifesting in the middle of October at your full moon. So very nice, very nice. Now, the thing with this 8 of Wands too, with the Mercury retrograde, explore, right? We don't want to make rash decisions when Mercury's retrograde, but just get out there and see what possibilities are out there for you. I think with this 8 of Wands, there's going to be lots of solutions, possibilities, opportunities, and options that may come in. You don't have to say yes to any of them right now. You can if you want to, but remember, sometimes when we say yes to something in a Mercury retrograde, it may change a little bit by the time we get out of the retrograde. Like conditions may change, the details may get ironed out in a different way than you're thinking. So just keep that in mind. But there's nothing negative here at all. I don't feel there's anything here to really worry about or trip you up or anything like that. Just your own tendency to maybe rush. Take time to explore these options is what I feel. You're going to sift through the information. You're going to weigh and balance and figure out which one is right for you. You're going to choose exactly what's right for you. I mean, look at this. And you're ready to move on. It's beautiful energies. All right, Taurus, let's see what you need to know about this new moon in Leo, this Mercury retrograde in Virgo affecting your 5th house of romance. Oops. And creativity and pleasure. And then we have this new moon in your 4th house of stability, right? Your home life, your financial life, whatever gives you that foundation of security. Your sign is known for wanting security. Nothing wrong with that. That's part of the Taurus vibe. All right, let's see what you need to know about these energies. Taurus. We have a 4 of Cups and we have an 8 of Pentacles. So there's the Virgo energy. We have a Knight of Pentacles in your heart, the 5 of Wands, and the 7 of Cups. Okay. I think you want a sure thing. I mean, who doesn't? Right? Everybody likes a sure thing. Like, we know, okay, this is going to be the result. If I do this, this is what happens. I mean, that's great, right? I think you would like the sure thing. That's in your heart. You'd like to have that in your hand. Like, that's what you want. The pentacle or whatever's your tangible goal. And it's not that you can't get it, but I think this is what I feel. I think the universe is going to give you an opportunity to re-examine your wishes, 7 of Cups, and how you're going to go about getting them, 5 of Wands. There may be some classic Mercury retrograde shenanigans of spinning your wheels, 5 of Wands, during this Mercury retrograde. I feel like that's why we have this girl who has over it over here. She's tried a few things, they didn't work out. Here's the universe bringing you the thing. You are going to entertain it. The universe is those unseen realms with this Mercury retrograde, right? The universe behind the scene, the fairy elves and nature spirits, right, are trying to help you. They're bringing something in. Here's our Virgo right here. You are going to focus and play around with it, but whatever this represents for you. But then you're like, well, is it going to work? Is the result guaranteed? And then there might be some spinning of wheels and backtracking, which is okay because it's Mercury retrograde. But I would say with this energy, can you trust the universe? Even if you can't exactly see how something's going to be a sure thing, or you think it needs to be a certain way, right? With this, I mean, this is your energy. I mean, here you are looking at it. You're like, this is how it needs to be. This is how my lover should treat me. Mercury retrograde, right in your 5th house of lovers. Or, you know, this is what needs to happen or whatever. But so, I mean, I guess I was saying control issues. So there may be some things like that to look at. And fighting over with yourself, because I say this sometimes, this is like internal combustion engine. This is like internally, you're going all over the place, spinning your wheels internally. You're thinking of this one, that action, that thing. Oh, I could do that. But then nothing gets done. Or you start something, you don't finish it, you know, because you're undecided. Or again, you're not trusting. So, or you want instant results, whatever it might be. The 7 of Cups, you have very strong dreams, but you have more than one. Your dream can be fulfilled in a myriad of ways. It doesn't have to be fulfilled the way you think it should. It doesn't have to be fulfilled exactly the way it's been fulfilled before. So I think that this 8 of Coins here is a focus energy. It's time to me, it's time, in my opinion, perhaps to focus on the possibilities and also trusting that you don't have to know exactly how it's going to turn out. All you have to know is that it's going to turn out in your favor. Okay? Because otherwise, there might be some little bit of, like I said, sabotage or something going on here where you're not gaining traction because of these energies. I think this is very favorable, this 4 of Cups. The universe is trying to get you out of some sort of situation where you have been stuck. I mean, here she is sitting there just like, you know, over it with her sweatshirt. That's what it says, over it. And you're excited. I mean, the 8 of Coins is here. Like, you're excited to explore. Here she is on the computer, like looking up different information. Oh, I could do this. I could try that. I can do this. The universe is giving me this possibility. But then, oh, it better be this. It better be. It was Knight of Coins. And Knight of Coins, let's remember too. Sorry, I have an itch on my leg. Knight of Coins is also sometimes stuck energy. right? He stopped. He's sitting there looking, or she is looking at that coin. So it can be a powerful manifestation energy, because you do need to focus on what you want. But are you too stuck in how it has to turn out? That's my point. And if so, then sometimes we get, we are in a tiz, but nothing's getting accomplished. So use this Mercury retrograde period to reflect on ways where perhaps you get in your own way and get stuck because of expecting things to be a certain way, right? So again, these are the energies to look at. Having that creative flexibility with the Mercury retrograde in your 5th house, that type of thing. If this is something about a relationship, which it's possible, like if you hear from an ex, because the Mercury retrograde's in your 5th house, you have a new moon in your 4th house of home and family. So maybe if you're really wanting to get in a relationship again, I'm just going to say, for those of you who are contemplating that, I don't think this person has changed. And I think this person is still out dating other people, this 5 of Wands. So again, general reading, but I would not advise any sort of ex shenanigans with these energies. I wasn't specifically, of course, asking that to the tarot, but just FYI. So get out of your own way is what I feel with this. Regroup, reconfigure on different ways, like expand the 7 of Cups, expand your emotional, imaginative capability of what your dreams could look like. What would it look like? If you thought it has to be this way, can you create a vision board where it looks like something different, but you're still excited about it and you would choose that also? That would be a very powerful exercise to do during this Mercury retrograde. All right, Gemini, let's see what you need to know about this Mercury retrograde, which is happening in your 4th house of the foundation of your life, home and family. You have a new moon happening in your 3rd house of communications and the way you think. So let's see what we have for you. Definitely rethinking perhaps what you're dreaming and wishing for your family life, or what would make you feel emotionally and foundationally secure. New dreams along those lines. Communicating new dreams to other people for your stability. Here's the Empress. The 5 of Wands. I shuffled. We just had that with Taurus. The Hanged Man. The 6 of Wands. And the 4 of Wands. Beautiful energies here, Gemini. Okay. So we have the beautiful nurturing energy here of the Empress, creativity, thinking creatively about problems, and solving problems. You have been waiting for something to happen. Here is the Hangman in your heart. You have been waiting, I think, for some sort of emotional fight to be over. Some sort of fight. And fight is in quotes, right? It's a struggle. Maybe struggle is a better word. Some sort of emotional struggle, maybe involving nurturing. It's possible with the Empress here. Like, who's giving out what energy? It could be also a creative struggle that you've been going through, trying to get something on paper, something you've been working on. Maybe you've been thinking a lot about the legacy from your mother in some way, especially I feel like something emotional legacy. We got the Venus here. So again, it's possible maybe some sort of struggle with money. You've been hanging tight. You've been sitting tight. And the 5 of Wands for me is also an internal struggle. It can be. So maybe you've been struggling with how much energy you're giving to your own creative projects, how much energy you're giving to career versus family and home. Is somebody requiring more attention from you? but you feel maybe conflicted about giving it because you have a lot of career aspirations right now. Saturn in your 10th house going retrograde in Pisces. Here's our Pisces. So there could be some things like that going on. 6 of Wands, victory and success. 4 of Wands, opening new doors, celebrations. So I think you would like to move forward towards some sort of exciting new opportunities. You might want to move towards some sort of reunion energy. This to me is like coming home. There's like a coming home reunion type energy. Again, I'm speaking in metaphor here. I'm also getting maybe a sense of reconciliation with a partner in some way. You might have been waiting for things to change, either with a partner or maybe with your mother or your mother's side of the family. Or as a mother, you have been waiting for some sort of reconciliation, maybe with your children or, some other family member, something like that. So I feel like this Mercury retrograde is a good time for you to see how, what you're willing to do to move toward that open door and that resolution, or leave it behind once and for all, right? Maybe that's not in the stars or the cards right now, and that's okay. There also could be something career oriented, since we have the Pisces showing up here too. Maybe you're on the cusp of choosing something important with your career over continuing to nurture a situation that I'm getting the word bitter, but maybe it just doesn't resolve. It's nagging. It goes around and around and around. 5 of Wands in circles. And it's stuck in some way. Maybe you've tried to fix it, but again, I'm getting like partner energy. Anyway, what you're rethinking, I think, is energetic expenditure. The Empress, you're nurturing life force, vital energy. Is it too caught up in drama? You're waiting and hoping the drama will change. I think you're going to be moving away from drama by the end of this Mercury retrograde. You're choosing to move towards something more positive in your life. But there may be a couple people who are going to be, kind of left by the wayside, or they're just not conducive to helping you achieve your dreams. This can also be a little bit of competitor or hater energy, frenemy energy as well. I mean, I love this Empress here, this first energy that came out. I feel like this is, I know it's Taurus or Libra energy, but I feel like this is what you're feeling right now. This is the energy you're embodying. Like, you have all this power and magnetism and creativity. But there's a drain on it somehow. And that's why in your heart, you're not maybe pursuing as much as you could be right now. Because there's this, mishigas you got to deal with. You're going to deal with it. You're going to come up with that plan because, you don't want to waste Jupiter in your sign. Of course, we've got it squaring Saturn. But there is this sense of time is precious. And you're going to really see that and feel that with this Mercury retrograde. And of course, it's your ruling planet as well. And you may, the other thing too with this 5 of Wands, you may be feeling a little cranky and out of sorts because you do have to pull back in some way, or you're tired of making certain sacrifices. So I think you're going to make some decisions to leave this behind. Notice we go from the 5 to the 6. Leave this behind so you can pursue things that bring you more status, more rewards, more bounty, and that open doors for you. Okay? And it may have something to do with that mindset shift with the new moon in Leo of retrospective and assimilating. Well, I did the best I could with this over here. It's time to maybe cut my losses and move along. Okay? Because I want more foundational security for myself. I want to either repair this home relationship or leave it behind, right? So it can be something like that, or this home situation. Again, Mercury retrograde in your 4th house of home. So interesting energies here. Definitely have that rethink, and especially what you're giving your time and attention to. That 5 of Wands, I think, has got to go. All right, Cancer. So we have a new moon in Leo, your second house of money and values. And this idea of retrospection, rethinking what's valuable to you at this new moon with that Sabian symbol of the old fisherman, the old sea captain in the rocking chair. And then we have Mercury retrograde in your third house of the mind and communications. So, maybe going over and having important conversations with yourself or those close to you in terms of what is important to you. Journaling would be a great thing for you right now to help get your mind clear about rethinking your values and what you want to continue to invest your energy into. Same thing. It could be something to do with your money life, how you're earning money, what's going on. Is it still working for you? Maybe you've accomplished certain money goals thus far, and you're rethinking how you want to move forward with your finances. Maybe you're rethinking your career right now, and do you want to stay in it? It could be like things like that. Okay, let's see what we have for you, Cancer. 6 of coins and the 3 of swords. Okay. The Knight of Swords, the 8 of Swords, and the 3 of Cups. Okay, so the 3 of Swords will turn to a 3 of Cups. That's very nice. It's interesting that, as I've said before in other readings, I read what comes up, and what's been very interesting about the readings I've done for you the last couple of ones is we have had some kind of 3 of Swords energies come out. So, that's not, of course, the end of the world. It's just a tarot reading and it's a heads up. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. But I think what's interesting here is, it's just interesting. We're getting that again. You looking back, all of this is looking back. She's looking back. He's looking back. Even she's kind of looking back also. And this is the retrospective of this new moon and also this Mercury retrograde. Looking back in terms of what you gave of yourself, the people and places you invested your energy, how you spread your beautiful goodwill, your gifts, your goodies, your energy, and either it didn't work out or those people aren't in your life anymore or they're about to not be in your life anymore. Did somebody take advantage of your good nature? There could be a reflection on that right now. And assimilating those experiences, but then moving on from them and not holding on to them any longer. So I think with this there's the challenge of release from past hurts. And the hurts could be financial, like somebody maybe, screwed you over with money, excuse the language, but screwed you over, money they should have paid you, or that you lent them. Again, this new moon in your second house of money, possible, or also Mercury retrograde will be going back into that house of money. You might get some money back. I mean, it's possible. The 3 of Cups here at the end. I'll talk more about that in a second. It's possible, but I wouldn't hold my breath. This Knight of Swords is interesting in your heart. I think you kind of do still want a little bit of comeuppance or revenge, which is kind of a strong word. Karma maybe is a better word. You'd like those people who screwed you over to get their karma. It will be taken care of, but you don't have to still hold that in your heart. I think that's the issue. You're still holding 8 of Swords in your heart and mind. Look at all these swords. Like you're still holding this in your heart and in your mind. This sense of they didn't do right by me. I did right by them. Okay. I'm sorry that happened. I think what this 3 of Cups for me is, yes, joy, celebration, but it is the cups. It's the emotions. It is the joy of being free to move, groove, dance, celebrate. It's this energy of lightness of being. Okay? This is not. So I think this Mercury retrograde is a good time to rethink what and who you of course, your values, what are they? Have they changed? Have you learned some lessons, however painful, but ultimately valuable, in terms of who you should give valuable pentacles, time and attention to, and allowing yourself to forgive yourself if you made some choices that were not optimal. We make the best choices we can at the time with the information we have. Stop beating yourself up over it and bring the energy back to yourself. And, this is your energy too, the cups, and feeling lighter and freer of being able to let something go. Okay, I think that would serve you very well with this Mercury retrograde. And journaling may help with that. Writing an unsent letter, this Mercury retrograde in your third house of communications, writing an unsent letter to somebody who did you wrong, something like that. Okay, that's what I feel. Now, another way to look at this energy, Six of Pentacles can be involved with lawsuits. I mean, it absolutely can. And of course, this is just, a tarot reading on YouTube. Read my disclaimer, okay? But there could be something too where you've been really focusing on the negative, okay, about some sort of unfairness in a legal sense, a financial sense. The universe, which the Mercury retrograde is about, the fairy spirits, the nature spirits, the universe spirits, and things kind of working behind the scenes to help you out. Things come around again in another form, as the poet Rumi said. Things will change. There could be something that happens that is a benevolent gift from the universe that more than compensates for whatever loss you have experienced. Okay, so that is possible also, but it's not up to you to take the revenge. Let the universe handle the things. Okay, so retrospect where perhaps also, here's another thing, just saying, perhaps also retrospect and rethink on ways that you gave without being asked. Okay, that's sometimes, you can sit with that. Were you giving without somebody really asking for your help? Sometimes we end up bitter when we do that. So that could be this over here also. Just really look at this issue of giving, taking, all the things, what you're holding on to in regards to that. And, work with the energies and come out the other side of letting it go and freeing yourself and bringing the energy back to you, the cups, and your hopes and wishes and dreams, and surrounding yourself, Three of Cups, with people who are reciprocating also. All right, Leos, it's your new moon in your first house of the self. You got a Mercury retrograde starting out in your second house of money and values and going back into your first house. So this is a good time to retrospect and see if you're fully aligned with walking your talk, who you are, who you want to be, who you're becoming. Are your values shifting and changing? Are you rethinking about what's important to you energetically to invest your time and energy into right now? This is a great use of the Mercury retrograde for you. Okay, let us see what we have for you, Leos. Oh, we have a Seven of Cups and the Fool. Six of Swords in your heart, Temperance. And there's your energy. Wow, gorgeous. So you're on the cusp of making a beautiful, positive change for yourself. It was beautiful. But first you're retrospecting. Notice how our Fool energy is looking back. She's facing back to the Seven of Cups. So you are looking very carefully at your bucket list, your hopes, your wishes, and dreams, the options that exist in your imagination of what you'd like to have in your life, and what would make you feel most free. Okay, I love the Fool. Her heart chakra is wide open. Here she is, like, here I am, world, give me the good stuff. So you're reflecting on what in the world would bring you the good stuff and bring you freedom, expand your horizons, have a fresh start somewhere, whether it's a fresh start in a home, a relationship, a job, whatever it might be, a sense of creativity, whatever it is. Okay, because we have your fifth house showing up here with the Sag energy. So it might be like a creative fresh start, or maybe you're looking for fresh start in your love life. Okay. You might also be looking for achieving some sort of fresh start with your physical well-being, because the Strength card is showing up here also. But this is like, believe in the beauty and strength of your dreams is what I'm getting also from this. And the power, strength that dreams have to change your life, Temperance. So 6 of Swords is in your heart. Like, you are absolutely ready to, as I like to say, alchemize your doubt with your fear and doubt with love, right? Love for yourself, love for the future, love for possibilities. 6 of Swords, like in your heart, you have mentally already made the decision, or you will be this Mercury retrograde, that what's done is done. The past is the past. And you are ready to be guided. Notice this person is steering the boat. The universe is steering your boat. The universe is guiding you toward a beautiful change. Here's the Temperance that will profoundly affect you in a positive way, the Strength, which is your energy. I think it's also very possible that a new person comes into your life. It doesn't have to be romantic. It could be in some other capacity. There could be, a new person coming in that's also going to help facilitate this change. They may come in just to facilitate the change and then they go out again, but it's very possible. Gorgeous here. There's a lot of divine, spiritual, energetic protection here for you with this Temperance card as you make these shifts and these changes. But to me, the 6 of Swords is really the key here in terms of putting into motion whatever these dreams represent for you. And then, taking it to the streets, so to speak, and starting to make it happen with this Temperance. I feel like you're also getting your balance back in terms of refocusing on yourself and your dreams. If there's been too much drama and things going on the outside, it's like you're bringing it back to yourself, which is beautiful with this energy. It's the dawn of a new day. And there's some sort of dream here that is going to really bring out your energy in a very positive way with the Strength card. So it's a lot of, beautiful, heart-centered, creative, bright, shining, dawn of a new day type energy happening here. So, really choose, you got 3 major arcanas here. Really choose the dream that I think also scares you a little, but in a good way. And absolutely, with this Fool, pushes you a little out of a comfort zone of what your identity has been up until now. All right, Virgos, you have a new moon in your 12th house of your subconscious, things hidden behind the scenes, shifting some baggage. If you've been feeling isolated, this new moon is about to set you free, clearing out the cobwebs. We have Mercury going retrograde in your sign and then backtracking into your house of dreams and the subconscious. So I feel like there's something bubbling up. You're rethinking and retrospecting on past dreams and desires, past associations, past connections, past identities. And you're saying, this is who I am now, or this is who I want to evolve into in the near future so that I can achieve these new dreams. Because the thing is too, a lot of the times an identity shift is the thing that brings the dream to fruition, because we can't keep doing the same old things and then we get the same old results. And, we're like, well, how comes nothing is changing? So examining your own way, you identify yourself. Like, I am a person who goes to the gym every day. Having that identity is going to help you lose weight, right? It's like that type of thing I'm talking about. So you're revising and rethinking, your identities and subconsciously things you've been wanting to shift, old identities, baggages, beliefs, things that don't serve you anymore. All of this is on point for this Mercury retrograde with these energies. All right, let's see what we have for you. And also with that Saturn retrograde opposite you in your 7th house of relationships, I think also there's this sense of reclaiming your identity for yourself. not listening to how other people have described you, identified you, known you. I hope that makes sense. Like, or who you were in a particular relationship, or what you brought to that particular connection. Okay, so there could be some themes like that also going on. Judgment. And the Three of Cups. Beautiful. The Lovers in your heart. Yeah, interesting. I'm really picking up something with a relationship. Four of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles. Wow, beautiful. Okay. So choices are in your heart. There you are with the Lovers in your heart. Of course, that is your 10th house of career, this Gemini energy showing up here. So it might have something to do with that also. But lovers can just be ultimately like, you know, which way do I go? Which way do I go? I think this is interesting. If we're looking at it in terms of identities and relationships, it could be, do I choose the party people? Do I choose the playboy or playgirl, so to speak, right? The people who just like to go out and party, or do I choose somebody who's more stable and grounded, 10 of Coins, who has longer term future prospects than just this, you know, party animal? Okay, so we have this Judgment here. So you could be sifting through, and even if you're not in a relationship now, you could be rethinking your relationship choices. This Four of Swords here. It is possible somebody from your past comes back, this Four of Swords. It could be from 4 years ago even. Like somebody who's been out of the picture for a while. They may come astrally. This to me is the sleeping energy. They could come through the astral plane in a dream, but you wake up and you're like, holy moly, that was a visitation. You know, it really can be something like that. But you may also just run into them literally. It's possible. But in any case, right, you are absolutely rethinking perhaps your roles, identities, etc. in relationships. Or maybe you used to be this party animal, Three of Cups, and now you're really shifting. Your values are shifting. What you want is shifting. And you really want to, you know, either work on your career with the two career energies and put relationships to the side. Or if you're still interested in a relationship, really focus on one of much more long-term stability and somebody who's more of a family person with the Ten of Coins here. So, and this is why we have the choices in your heart. So I would say too, what I'm getting with this Four of Swords, which to me can be sometimes a little bit of anxiety, you know, don't beat yourself up either. You know, this new moon in your 12th house is about release, right? Yes, have the retrospection, but also release and turn over a new leaf and affirm for yourself that you are free from your past. And whatever choices you made before, all right, you made those choices, whatever, it's fine. It's part of your journey. It doesn't define you forever, okay? So with this Four of Swords here, like kind of let go of that mental drag on your energy if you're feeling a little like, well, that wasn't so hot what I was doing over here. Like this Judgment here could be a little judgy, in other words, right? Here's this judgy about my Three of Cups behavior. And now I kind of want to go in a different direction and take certain things more seriously. Okay, but don't beat yourself up over it. So interesting stuff. Now, there can also be something that comes out of the woodwork for you in regards to your career. It is possible. It might come around the 20th. Mercury will still be retrograde, and Mercury retrograde starts out in your sign. So there is, you know, an unseen hand, the nature, spirit forces, the universe working behind the scenes with its Judgment, perhaps to reconnect you with a job situation from your past. It's possible. And you may make a decision after Mercury gets out of retrograde, maybe after your new moon, which I think is on the 2nd of September, 2nd, 3rd, to go for it, to go commit to something long-term with your career. But, you know, just keep in mind the inevitable Mercury retrograde delays that, you know, we have, as you are well aware. But this is very much about releasing something from your past, engaging with passion in that which is new that you want to pursue, and also getting a new lease on your dreams, a new lease on life, right? This Judgment is about new life. The Three of Cups is about pleasure, enjoyment, connecting with other people. So even if this is in relation to a job, here's another way to look at these energies. You want more ease and flow with what you're doing in your job. You want it to feel more natural, more organic, more fun, even, dare we say it, right? More fun, and with kind of simpatico people than maybe has been up to now. So, and you can still make money with those energies too. So very interesting things going on here. But choose to release your past, choose to start again, choose to rethink your identity in terms of the way you've been relating in relationships. Libras, we have a new moon in your house of hopes and wishes and dreams, and we have Mercury going retrograde in your 12th house of the subconscious, things hidden behind the scenes, the house of the undoing, self-undoing, and then it'll retrograde back into that house of friends, connections, and dreams. So there could be some sort of situation of you rethinking, retrospecting on people from your past. It doesn't mean you should contact them, but one may contact you, who knows? I mean, you can contact them if you want, but it just can be that you are reflecting on maybe who's in your networks now, who you would like to be in your networks now, what types of dreams you would like to fulfill in the near future. And maybe perhaps with the Mercury retrograde in your 12th house, how is there anything to shift and let go of and retrospect on in terms of self-sabotage, in terms of pursuing your dreams? This Sabian symbol for that 4-degree Virgo about the kind of the nature spirits and the unseen universe forces working behind the scenes. You could really feel a sense of that in the next couple of weeks, as well as there could be some interesting divine appointments that get arranged for you with people you're supposed to meet right now who you may have karmic connections with from your past, but this could also be past people that you know in this lifetime. But there also could be new people coming in, but they have a karmic past life connection. Very possible with these energies. All right, let's see what we have for you. Libras. We have the Judgment. I mean, I shuffled. We just had that for Virgo. And we have the Eight of Cups. Wow, interesting. Eight of Wands, Six of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles. Okay. There definitely is a temptation here to focus on the past, absolutely, with this Judgment and this Eight of Cups. But the Eight of Wands, I almost said the Eight of Hearts, the Eight of Wands in your heart is about, no, I better get my show on the road and get the heck out of Dodge. I gotta move on. Like, I do need my freedom in some way. I do need new people, new faces, new possibilities in my life. I think you're going to get those. You're going to set the intention to get those. New networks, new contacts, those types of things. But first, there's this that needs to be dealt with. These two energies. I notice the Judgment is looking at this Eight of Cups. So there is a process to go through here. Okay, and remember, this new moon is about retrospection. Yes, it's a new moon. We set new intentions. We want new things to happen. But we do need to be informed by our past. And also the Mercury retrograde is helping you be informed by your past before you move to the new things. And there is a choice, a decision to be made about the right time to move on from something, or something that already you moved on from but haven't quite absolutely fully let go of. This could be 2 months ago, 2 years ago, 2 weeks ago. This may also be coming to a head for you at the full moon in Aquarius on the 17th, 18th, 19th, maybe to do with a romantic relationship, since that full moon is in your 5th house. Or or some other type of friend connection or something like that, since that new moon's in the 11th house. So wanting new faces, new places, new people, but you've got to wrap up who's ever been hanging around up to this point. Okay, so I think you will. The past is the past. Like, this is done right here. Like, it's done. You know it's done. But this is the process to go through. Otherwise, if you don't go through the process, you're going to end up in a situation of a 6 of coins where there's balance issues to look at, in my opinion. So your heart is in a hurry, but whatever we don't process, whatever we don't go through emotionally, it just comes back to bite us later. And that's what I would encourage you not to have happen. So do the emotional retrospective work, make peace with your past and whatever this is representing for you this month, and then all systems go. Okay. There will be some options. I think as we get to the end of August, Virgo season, maybe after we get out of the retrograde on the 28th, this is our Virgo energy. We have the 8 showing up here. There could be some interesting benevolence from the universe coming in the form of aid, help, money, finances, a job, a new person coming in, or new people coming in. 11th house, the new moon, is also personal gains. So you could be benefiting from other people's resources. You could be benefiting from a benefactor who's trying to help you out. This, again, can be the universe trying to help you out and get you in a position where you can refocus on your own goals, on these options that you want to start moving forward with in your life. Okay, with this 8 of Wands, and we have the 8 over here. So we have 3 8s. We have 8, 8, 8. So it's very interesting. I think over the next 8 weeks, I mean, starting from the Mercury retrograde period, which would take us into your birthday season, there's going to be a lot of changes happening for you, Libra. And it's vital that, yes, you keep your balance, right? It's vital that you focus, and the things that are right for you, this 8 of Wands, won't pass you by. So we know if you try to rush during Mercury retrograde, it often boomerangs back on you and things even slow down more. You're trying to rush, it's Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde is like, no, you're not rushing. Let me slow you down even more, right? So all good things will come for you. Absolutely. Okay. But keep your equilibrium here. Keep your balance this month. And, don't avoid this. It's like, in order to understand the dark, right? Here's the dark of the night here. You also need to understand the light of possibilities. I mean, it works both ways, right? It's the yin and the yang, so to speak. So you will appreciate this a lot more by going through this. And as I said, you will maintain your equilibrium, and unprocessed emotions won't come back to bite you on the bum. So I love this. I think Virgo season, starting end of August and into September, is going to be very productive for you. You're going to find solutions. You're going to find a way to move forward. And the exact right thing will manifest for you. Okay, because again, new moon in the 11th house of personal gains, and a new person, friendship, connection could prove very beneficial for you. But examine your own motivations. Mercury retrograde in that 12th house for you also. And clear out past baggage. Clear up any guilt you may have also for moving on from something. If the other person doesn't want you to, as an example. Keep that in mind. All right, Scorpios, we have a new moon in your 10th house of career. So it's time to, yes, make some new intentions for your career, but pause for a moment, have some retrospection on what you've accomplished so far and what are the new dreams and goals you want to pursue. Mercury is retrograde starting out in your 11th house of hopes, wishes, and dreams, networks, contacts. There could be an old contact coming back from the past, from a job perhaps, or that's going to help you achieve something in your career. There could be news of a personal gain. That's also your 11th house, the Mercury retrograde. From something you have already done in your career. So new career goals, new dreams and wishes, that 11th house, rethinking your career dreams, wishes, and aspirations at this Mercury retrograde time. And listening to the universe, right? The Mercury retrograde Sabian symbol of the nature spirits and the unseen hands of energy, so to speak, that are working behind the scenes, leading you in the right direction. All right, let's see what we have. There's your energy, the world, career aspirations, and yeah, new ones, 3 of Wands. Wow, look at this. Oh, but the 5 of Wands is in your heart, Scorpio. And the Page of Pentacles. Ooh, and some nice 9 of Pentacles. All right, so it is time for you to reflect on your position in the world. Here it is. You've achieved some very good successes, right, over the course of your career life, this beautiful world card. But, you know, you still have dreams. You have hopes, wishes, and dreams and plans to go even farther. You want some new things to come on the horizon. But with the 5 of Wands in your heart, you're maybe not sure what they are. Sorry, why is my phone beeping and on? I thought that was turned off. Hold on, but that's a sign from the universe. Right there, I just put it on silent. Sorry about that. But you do, Scorpio. You have new hopes and wishes and dreams. You'd like new things to appear on the horizon. And you perhaps also want a little more financial stability. Right? We want to get to the 4 of Wands here. We like something to have 4 legs and be stable, right? So you've had success. There's new things you want in the pipeline. You want them to be stable. We got that over here. But 5 of Wands in your heart. So you're kind of starting this, starting that, or imagining this possibility. You're spinning. I call it spinning your wheels sometimes, 5 of Wands. It can be fighting with yourself also, since it's in your heart. So, we have the Virgo energy with the Page of Coins, which is doing more research, going back to the drawing board, digging deep into, I think, not only what you need financially, but something that's going to push you out into the world a little bit more, helping you go to this next level in your career zone, whatever that means for you. It could be a promotion. It just could be more money. It could be retiring. I mean, it could be whatever you want it to be, whatever is this next level of growth for you. So I think you're kind of trying to figure out what that is. You may be running some numbers, facts, figures, figuring it out. Maybe there's a new project you want to start, you want to monetize. Maybe you want to move somewhere. Maybe you want to create your own business. You've been thinking about that. Again, there's like a myriad of possibilities in your heart with this 5 of Wands. I think here, like using this Mercury retrograde to get the clarity for you, I think what's going to give you, I think first, the most opportunity financially, and then consider the other stuff because this is coming out. So, I think you're going to find something valuable in your own backyard, so to speak, with these energies also. So this could be a connection in your own neighborhood, a connection you already know, a friend. Again, Mercury retrograde in that 11th house for you. An old contact could prove very valuable. So yeah, I mean, this 9 of Pentacles is about being able to create your own personal paradise. I think especially financially. You can stand on your own 2 feet. I mean, like I said, you've already had this success, but now it's like, okay, what other ways can I add to my portfolio, to my services and products that I offer? A new income stream for myself. And it's just a matter of figuring out which way you're going to go for it with this 5 of Wands. And only you can decide that. And it will require, like I said, some sort of concrete information and research in order to figure it out. I think it's also possible that some of you might receive an offer that takes your breath away a little bit, but it doesn't mean it's right either. Okay, you could get an offer, something very juicy here, but is it really the thing you want? Okay, with this Nine of Pentacles is, yes, maybe the money's there. Is it just the money? The money's going to be important, absolutely. But if you're conflicted about it in any way, if you can take a few moments to pause and think about it before you say yes, again, Mercury retrograde. We can say yes to things during Mercury retrograde if they have seeds or connections to the past in some way. And they usually work out okay. Now, sometimes you have to say yes to something even if it doesn't have seeds in the past, but just know that the terms and conditions of it can change after Mercury goes direct. So it is possible if there's some sort of conflict, is it because you're expecting a certain amount of money? Is that really guaranteed? Is it in the contract? Again, all these things just in general to keep an eye on. I think it's like, what is success for you? And maybe there's been a certain amount of fame, shall we say, or recognition with the World card. But where's the money? The money's over here. So there could, like I said, this is the thing. Maybe you want to shift and switch something up because it's not so much about this anymore. It's about this. Show me the monies. So rethink all these things, apply the energies to your life, and you'll be using the Mercury retrograde energy very wisely. Sagittarius, we have a new moon in your 9th house of the big picture perspective of your life, expanding your horizons, travel, international business, writing, academia. We have spirituality. We have this Mercury retrograde in your 10th house. 10th house of career, Virgo, into your 9th house. So with these energies, you could be retrospecting on times past, some connections from your past, especially international connections, spiritual connections, the unseen hands of the nature spirits and the universe, I think could be bringing a former contact from your career in some way to get in touch with you again. This reaching out across time and space. 9th house is very metaphysical house. So I feel like there's almost like this astral travel, but it also could be literal travel of some news of somebody coming back to connect with you in a career sense or in a business professional sense in some way. But it also could be spiritual. I mean, that is possible. That there is some sort of unfinished spiritual business that you are going to be finishing up with somebody during this Mercury retrograde, or some sort of spiritual lesson that you are wrapping up with this Mercury retrograde. All right, let's see. 6 of Wands, King of Swords, the Lovers, 10 of Swords, and the Hermit. Okay. Alrighty then. Okay, so I think you're going to be reminded of why somebody is the way they are, why something ended. We have the air energy here. We have, of course, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So that you could be, this could be in relation to that type of individual. We have your house of relationships showing up here in your heart. So I think whoever's coming back in, there's a spiritual wrapping up. There's a spiritual purpose to understand, perhaps, or not maybe even understand, but accept the way things turned out. And to know that you were divinely protected, you are divinely protected, that, making sense and understanding that, saved you. And looking squarely at you may face, okay, let me reframe. You may face an energetic betrayal once again. You may be reminded of it. Now, this person may not necessarily come back in the flesh. It could be some sort of like astral travel, of course, like in dreams. But I have a feeling they might come back in a text, an instant message, running into them at the grocery store. I mean, who knows? Because the Six of Wands here, somebody's coming back. They're headed toward your energy, right? They're heading toward you. And they're all very, high on life here with this Six of Wands. But they're coming back with some sort of a hidden agenda. I feel as some sort of agenda. It may not necessarily be hidden with this King of Swords. There is something manipulative, I feel, with this. And the reason I'm saying that is because of this over here. This, of course, is reigniting something in your heart, because I think you did have very strong feelings for them, lovers, whether friend or whatever, right? It doesn't matter. But you are making the hard but necessary choice of facing these feelings again that may be coming up, of backstabbing, betrayal, jealousy, manipulation, shenanigans, and you are spiritually acknowledging it, but I think you're going to choose to step away from it. Okay? So I think the universe is just really making sure that you are putting something into perspective with that. And it may have something to do, I mean, it's possible, right? Because this Mercury retrograde is in your house of career. So it might have something to do with somebody who did you dirty with your career in some way. It could be that you may have this epiphany during this Mercury retrograde that this person is just full of baloney. They are really not on your side in some way. That's possible. Apply the energies to your life. I was going somewhere with this. I had another thought. But yeah, I feel like, you're making the hard but necessary choice to step back, to understand whatever this spiritual lesson is for you in this. Because this person didn't change. They could be coming back and testing the waters to see if you're going to respond to them. But don't give them the opportunity to do this again, is what I feel, if this relates to some sort of, relationship situation. You have such a good heart. I mean, you're showing up here with this Lovers in your heart. You're showing up with just so much hope and passion and joy. You really maybe even will believe for half a second that this individual is sincere, but they are not sincere. Okay, they are not sincere. And just remember what they did before, because like I said, I think this is a repeat. And the universe often does that, right? It can bring back a lesson we thought we had already learned, and they just want to make sure, or brings back a person and want to make sure, okay, did you really get this? And you're going to be like, yes, I really got this, and I'm okay. I'm okay with this. And the other thing too is, we are talking about your ninth house. Of course, it's Leo, but this is 9 energy showing up here with the Hermit. So there is something that you are definitely setting a new course on for spiritual growth, in that you're not getting sucked back into whatever this situation is. Okay, you are choosing a better path for yourself, a better spiritual path from and away from this scenario. This person, with this combo, what I'm feeling here is like this person just thinks that they can just waltz back in or ride back in and, be the savior or be so charismatic, Six of Wands, like the conquering hero or heroine, and like you'll just fall at their feet. That's nah. It's tempting. I mean, there's something a little, interesting about it with this Lovers in your heart, but you know better. And you're going to take care of yourself. You're going to protect yourself. So that's good. Even if it applies in a business situation, like you're not going to be fooled twice by somebody and their shenanigans. And I would also say too, with the Mercury retrograde in the Virgo going into the Leo, and ninth house also can be legal stuff. Just really protect yourself legally if you have something going on. Like if this is regarding a legal situation And this person is trying to charm you, but it's a manipulative tactic. Just, know that that's what it is. And they really hope they're going to conquer and defeat you. If it's something legal oriented, just take the high road and do everything through your lawyers. All right, Capricorn, you have a new moon of retrospection energy in your 8th house of physical, mental, emotional, financial, psychological transformation, your 8th house. And then you have Mercury starting out retrograde in your 9th house of spirituality, travel, international business, writing, academia, publishing. And that Virgo, Mercury retrograde, Sabian energy of the nature spirits and the universe's kind of helping hands behind the scenes, tapping into that energy of imagination and potential. Really reflect on how much you have transformed over the last 8 months since the beginning of the year, and what is your inner wise guide telling you about what's next for you? Tuning in with your spirituality, your intuition, with that Virgo 9th house, getting a message from imagination and spirit about what's upcoming for you next. I feel like your intuition is going to be very, very on point in terms of what's next for your phase of growth. The world. Oh, there's the devil. Okay. High Priestess, talk about intuition. It's in your heart. 10 of Wands. We had that in another Capricorn reading. But the Chariot. Look at these major arcanas. We have 4 out of 5. This is going to be a very significant Mercury retrograde for you. Okay, because you are wrapping up a cycle. And, devil can be 8th house type energy for me also. It's things that are kind of, quote, occult, hidden, dark. They can be, bad habits, addictions, obsessions, like the underbelly of the 8th house. Like the 8th house can be positive too, right? It can be that energy of transformation. We often go through hell to get to that transformation, but it's still positive with transformation. But then there's this underbelly side of that 8th house of this devil energy. So there is something that is absolutely wrapping up for you that has been a burden, that has been an energetic drain, that has been unhealthy, that has been just something that you have been trapped by. Whatever it could be. It could just be your time was trapped by something that you felt obligated to. It could have been something that you felt was your duty in some way, like you were doing a service to the world or to your immediate family or environment or something like that. I mean, it's possible. And it's concluding successfully. You are being free. Okay, you're being free. Here it is, the Chariot. This burden is ending. In your heart, you're absolutely tuned into like when it's ending, how it's ending. You've been sensing the ending. I think the thing that's next though is tuning in intuitively of, okay, well now what? Like, where is the open road for you? What is the next possibility or possibilities? Because there might be 2. So sometimes, the thing is when we get released from a duty, an obligation, a burden, whatever it might be represented over here, when the end comes, we often don't know what is next. Where do I go next? How do I continue on without this? Because I have this emptiness now. What do I replace that with? Right? What comes next? If it's, if it's a job, a relationship, or an empty nest, like the kids are leaving home type energy. Well, I've devoted. Yes, sometimes it was like, a heavy obligation. It was worth it, the world, but oh my God, those kids. Okay, it could be something like that. It was worth it, but now they're leaving the nest. Now what do you do? How do you fill that time, that energy? Like, what do you do with yourself? So, and then sometimes too, you don't realize how exhausted you are, how much you need a little bit of downtime until the situation is done, until you are on the other side. And then you're like, holy crap, like, oh my God. When I left a toxic job in 2014 that I had been at for many, many years, I did not realize like how exhausted it was. The month after I left that job, I seriously, I was sleeping for a month. And I'm not normally a person who does that. I was so worn out, burnt out. I was so Tanawansi, like I could not get myself out of bed. I didn't know what I was doing next. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know what was happening. I just needed to sleep. I just needed to put down, oh God, the thunder. I just needed, yes, I know. You know what went on. You were there. You were the witness. So I feel like that's the key with this Mercury retrograde, to reimagine your life now that you have been through this massive transformation. And the new moon's in that house of transformation. So rethinking the big picture perspective of your life, that the Virgo Mercury retrograde in that bigger picture 9th house, but allowing yourself the time and grace to do that. There's no rush. You have this till the end of August, or even after the new moon in Virgo on the 2nd of September. You have time. So allow yourself to intuitively like get in there, get into your soul, Capricorn, and be like, yeah, I did myself proud. I held my head high with this world. I endured this. I did what I had to do. It is now done. I can get back to myself But here comes the Chariot. So you are going to be ready to move and groove. And I would say the full moon in Pisces, which is a lunar eclipse happening in your 3rd house of like transportation, movement, also your mind and how you're thinking. But this may be opening up for you at that time also. Like you may have made some decisions and you're like, okay, you're communicating, 3rd house. This is what I've fully let go. And this is where I see myself going. Your ruling planet is in Pisces also. So there may be some things that it's time to rethink our dreams right now with Jupiter, Mars squaring the Pisces, Saturn retrograde, as I was saying before. So you're headed to someplace absolutely fantastic. Whether it's a new relationship, because this is your 7th house of relationships, whether it is a new place you're going to be living, working, dreaming, enjoying, traveling. There could be a big trip on your horizon. It's possible with both of these energies, but we end with this. So gorgeous, but allow yourself the time of retrospection to honor your journey. I think this is very important, and time to put down those 10 of Wands and rest. All right, Aquarius, let's see what you need to know about the new moon in your 7th house of relationships. And then we have Mercury retrograde in your 8th house of deep transformation, the occult, things that are hidden. Okay, so it is time to gain some clarity on and think about your past in terms of your connections, your relationships, both business and personal. Putting them into perspective. Have they worked for you? Have they not worked for you? Which ones worked? Which ones didn't? Your role in that, their role in that. There could be, it's possible with the Mercury retrograde starting out in your 8th house, you could hear from somebody or be reminded of somebody who was a deeply transformative agent of change in your life. And you had probably a significant relationship with them. Doesn't have to be lovers. It could have been a friend or a business partner or something like that. They may come back literally through a message or something. They may come back psychically or astrally, like in the dream world, or something. You could find an old letter they wrote you or something like that. Like there's something where they are brought back to mind again for you, and having the retrospective of understanding, and there's something significant about that particular individual who, it's not for you to sit now and figure out who it is, but the universe, unseen hand, nature spirits will make you aware of who that is. And there's something important, there's a message for you in that past relationship to help you create new relationships going forward, both business and personal. So let us see, I hope that makes sense. Let us see what we have for you, Aquarius. There's your Leo. There's your... There's your 7th house. And the 8 of Swords. Ace of Cups. 7 of Swords. And the 6 of Cups. This is very interesting. This is super interesting, Aquarius. Very interesting. So there is a karmic relationship, I think, again, from your past. I'm going to read this a couple ways, but I feel like it's very possible that the universe brings you a message. Here it is. Here's the heart. Here's the Ace of Cups in your heart that helps you, that reveals some sort of information that was previously hidden. Look, she had the blindfold on. She missed something, or it was withheld from her. I think there was a piece of information that they deliberately did not share with you, whoever they were in your life. And it was not a negative relationship. I mean, the sun is here. So there was a lot of joy, love, fun. Like the person could have come across as very like bright and shining, like, you know, nothing was wrong with them. They're all, you know, smiles, everything was great. And I do think there's fondness there because the Ace of Cups is in your heart. Like it was a fond relationship. You still think of them. But there was a piece you missed. Again, not your fault. It could have been deliberately withheld from you. Okay, with this, or you just didn't want to see it. I think a piece of information comes back. The 7 of Swords. Okay, this could be something you read on the internet. Again, they could get in contact with you. You could hear it from a friend, a colleague. You know, you read it on Facebook. I mean, I don't know. It comes somewhere. 7 of Swords. It comes out of the woodwork. Your connection with that person is not diminished. The 6 of Cups is here. It's not diminished. You don't lose your good feelings toward that person, but you understand the karmic nature. 6 of Cups to me is a very karmic soulmate energy. You understand the karmic nature of that relationship because I don't think it's there anymore. It's from your past. We're talking about your past. That is the energies, right? That we're talking about, the retrospection. The looking back. So it could be the type of thing where you're like, well, I wish I could meet somebody like so-and-so again because they were so good to me and, you know, they were always so bubbly and fun and full of life and joy and I have such good memories of them, you know, and then you, again, like I said, some piece of info, 8th house, right? Some underbelly piece of info comes out about maybe something they were struggling with that you didn't know at the time, or something else that's going on with them now. Or you understand the reason it couldn't work between the two of you, maybe in the long term. It could be something like that. Okay? That is what I feel. I don't feel like the relationship is still happening. Okay? Now, if it is, if the relationship is still happening, I would say that, again, there's something that may be revealed through, you know, the universe working behind the scenes that, again, I don't think the 6 of Cups is going to diminish the feelings between the two of you, but you're going to understand the karmic role you each play in one another's lives. But I'm just not feeling that it's the relationship happening now. But general reading, it could be. It could be. So again, there's nothing negative here in terms of your feelings for this person. I want to make that very clear. Or their feelings for you either. But I feel it's something about them. Something about them that was not fully seen, disclosed. And you know, some people are very good at putting on a front. Like they just want you to always see their good side. And they don't fully share of themselves, the good, the bad, and the ugly, so that you really can get to know them on a very deep level. So, you know, there's something like that. I feel like a piece of info of making karmic sense of a relationship from your past and how making sense of that is going to help you in creating new relationships going forward. Okay, because that's about that new moon in Leo. Like you may ask different questions this time. You may figure out a few, you know, things that may change how you approach a new relationship. But again, I'm not feeling like this is something negative about that particular relationship. But there's something you missed, or it was withheld, that's going to color this retrospection for you as you figure it out. And it could be too that it comes to light, that Seven of Swords, because you are taking the time to have the retrospection, where maybe you didn't before. All right, Pisces, we have a new moon happening in your 6th house of work and well-being. And we have a Mercury retrograde happening in your 7th house of other people, relationships, both business and personal. So you're trying to gain some retrospect, some assimilation on your job, your overall health and well-being, where you're at, where do you want to go, what are your new hopes and wishes and dreams. And there could be a very serendipitous arrival of a message from somebody from your past that helps you put into perspective some sort of situation, I think, with your work life or your well-being. Okay, but let's pull some tarot. Let's see. Maybe you finally hear from somebody that you haven't heard from in a while, and you're like, oh, thank God, I finally heard from them. Could be something like that. But remember, that Virgo Mercury retrograde, the degree of it, the Sabian symbol, is about nature spirits, and it's like the kind of the imaginative, unseen hands, the workings of the universe behind the scenes to make things arranged. So, I feel like you may get some sort of news from somebody, and you'll be like, oh, thank God that didn't work out. Thank God, now I can focus on the new over here. I'm feeling like that. I feel like you may hear you got a lucky escape. Like somebody may tell you that, like they may be like, oh, Pisces, thank God, like you got out of that toxic work environment, because it got even worse after you left. Like you run into them at a work event, you know, a conference or something, or at the grocery store, and they're like, oh, thank God you got out. So it could be like something like that. Let's see what we have for you. Pisces. 7 of Wands. The Magician. There you are. Page of Cups in the heart. Ooh, I love it. The Star. Beautiful. And the Knight of Wands. Okay. So I think you may surprise yourself with some new direction that you move in with your work and well-being. And I think there is surprising news that's on the way for you. I think you're also looking back to your past as well, or a past career, a past exercise regimen or health regimen, because we got the wands, which can be the physical body. So you may be looking back to something like that too, and considering restarting it again. Because again, new moon in your 6th house. You maybe reconnect with somebody who could help to be like guide you with the Star here to greater well-being. Could be a doctor, could be physical therapist, could be, you know, something like that. Trainer, personal trainer. But this is in your heart. You're in your heart. I love this. The Page of Cups. You're ready for a new beginning. You're going to surprise yourself, though. We know you're going to take a surprising direction, I think, after you have this major rethink. So loud, thunder. Major rethink about what you're going to do. This new dream. So this 7 of Wands, like you are trying to kind of find your footing, so to speak. You're trying to kind of navigate. You got some situations maybe going on. This is the Leo energy. This new moon is in that 6th house in the Leo. So you're trying to navigate a little bit maybe of a minefield, especially at work, like, or you're just trying to get yourself through the next couple of weeks without, you know, too much trouble. The Magician is here, which is very lovely, which is about focusing on yourself, your creativity, your talents. So you may be rethinking about, yes, what do I want to manifest? What do I want to give my creative energy to? Do I want to keep showing up at this job that kind of is really just everybody coming at me all the time, like do this, do that, blah, blah, blah. Or do I want to step into more of a creative and healing role with my work and my well-being? Would changing my work also help me with my health issues if I have them, my well-being issues? Would it be better for me to have a different schedule for my job? Like those types of things. So you're navigating through maybe some usual Mercury retrograde mishigas here with this 7 of Wands. But you are really focusing on manifesting a positive future for yourself with this Magician. This is beautiful. And like I said, I think some possibilities are going to come up for you as you rethink all this that will have you go in a surprising direction. And it's a lot about what's giving you that healing feeling, really. Okay, but also that this Knight of Wands, it is about inspiration and forward movement. But wands are also connected to, they're connected to the physical body. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of positive movement forward for you. But it has very strong connections to your past because this guy is looking at this. This has something major to do, I think, with your overall well-being and being vulnerable with yourself, that this is what I need right now. Because you are soldiering through. I mean, here you are, 7 of Wands. Like, you're doing what you need to do. But she always looks like a ninja warrior to me, with this her dressed all in black, and she's got the stick here. She's you're doing it. But you'd much rather be in the softer energy of this. You'd much rather be, if you're going to be acting with a lot of energy, you'd much rather have that energy directed toward flow and healing and grace and, maybe even, just saw that flash of lightning, maybe even some sort of new direction you're going in your career, in your life, that gives you more time for yourself. Here you are in the heart, right? And your own pursuits. So some interesting things you're going to be rethinking about all of this. God, so loud. But definitely, if there's something going on with your well-being, what I would say, reconnect with somebody from your past, or go back to past advice, or reconnect with a doctor, a healer, etc. With that Mercury retrograde in that 7th house. You could really make very significant progress in your healing journey. If you are on some sort of healing journey, by doing that. But you're going to have to make the effort. Here's the Magician. You're going to have to make the effort to kind of, reconnect and figure that out. But if you do, I think that you will be on the right track to perhaps coming up with a solution for anything that is happening for you with your well-being. So it's not time to just try to keep your balance and power through. It's really time to invest in yourself, especially with your well-being. I think that's really important. So thank you so much for joining me for your new moon in Leo, your Mercury retrograde in Virgo/Leo, tarot energy, astrology, a forecast. I would love to hear how you plan on using these energies, because that is what it is all about. What are you going to be rethinking, regrouping on? What new actions will you take moving forward after Mercury retrograde is over? I would love to hear. I love you guys. Take care. I will see you again soon. Stella Wilde, signing out.